Hello everyone, I am back again. Welcome to my CSS course. As you know, in our previous videos, we have learned about HTML and some basics of CSS. From today, in this video, in this full content video, I'm going to teach you all the CSS and from zero to the advanced one. So I hope it will be beneficial again for you. And if you have learned well HTML in the future with learning the CSS, it will not be hard for you. Okay, let's get started. And what is CSS? And today we are only going to learn about CSS Basics, an introduction, and about CSS and what is the necessary for this. Okay, let's get started. I have prepared some uh, some texts for you. So first of all, I'm going to read and introduce and explain what is this. So CSS is the abbreviation of the CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheet. So it's not it is a cascading style sheet, and we only use mostly to design. Okay, to design our web page. So I will show you one thing here. Okay, so CSS, let's delete this one. Where can I find that image? Yeah, I'm going to show this image, HTML, CSS, JS. And yeah, here it is. We have learned HTML in our previous video, which is a hypertext markup language, and we are learning now CSS. So as you can see here, three images it's been shown. So in the first image, you can see it is like skeleton of the man, and the next one is the man, and the third one is inside of the man. So here, what is CSS? CSS, usually we use it to design our skeleton. So we build our skeleton in HTML. The web page of a skeleton in the HTML, and then we need to design some animations, sliding animations, like button design or something else. So we use also like it calls designing it we call is user interface. UI UX. If you already heard about this. So actually this is we only use to design. Okay, so let's X for this. And the second one is CSS. You can see it's founded in 1996 after HTML version 1. So as you know, in my video I already told about this. The HTML was founded in 1990, but the CSS was founded in 1996. So the next one is CSS interacts with HTML tags. Yes, you're right, because we write our skeleton in HTML, and in order to design, it should interact with HTML tags, our CSS tags too. And the third one and the fourth one is CSS is not a programming language. However, there is some logic, yes, because CSS and HTML they are not programming languages. They are the first one. The HTML is markup language. CSS is cascading style sheet, like it's designing, okay, and it's not a language. So CSS, there is some logic, as I wrote here, because CSS can interact also with JavaScript. We can use some logics, or like, for example, I can say with if you go your mouse on top of some buttons, and if you go down, it interacts like background change or color change, something else. Okay. And the next one is CSS we can use with three options in our HTML file. Yes, we can use in three ways. The first way we call inline style sheet, and the second one is internal style sheet, and the third one is external style sheet. We will see in our future videos. The next one is CSS. Ending of CSS is .css. Yes, because when you are creating new file for our CSS file, we need to end that file with .css. And the next one is CSS can interact also with JavaScript. Yes, we can use CSS with interacting with JavaScript. We will see in the future videos, and we will learn some CSS, some basic codes. Okay, let's get started. Now I will just close this. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to open a new file. In our previous video, we have opened HTML Basics. Now today we are going to open with CSS Basics. Okay, let's enter. So here in our folder, again, we will open our new file, which is called, for example, CSS first lesson. Okay, and then we need to open our code editor. Okay, our code editor is opening. So from here, we need to copy to this. Okay, wait a sec. It's opening a bit slow, I know. I'm so sorry for this kind of problems. Okay, sometimes if your Visual Studio Code uploads, if your Visual Studio Code will be slow, very slow, in order to open the files or folders. So I can also recommend when you enter here, just write down if you're on Windows, CMD, if you're on Mac, you will have to write with a command prompt. So you can write code and space and dot, and then you can enter, and it automatically goes to your Visual Studio Code, and it helps some faster way. Yeah, you can see it's entering with the this file. You see? Okay. Now, yes, I trust the authors. The next one. So you can also like open this, but I don't like this one this way. So I would like to open it this way. Oh, I'm so sorry for the situation. Oh, I'm sorry. Number two. Next one. Okay. Next. Come here. Okay, open please. Wait a second. A bit slow because it's running with. My CPU is working well, but I don't know why it's working so slow. Okay, wait a sec. Okay, now it's working. So next, that's opening. Oh, no. Yeah, now it's open. So, first of all, as I explained in the text file, the CSS file should be, the ending should be .css. So we are not going to open, first of all, CSS, we are going to open again what? Index.html once again. And we need our emmet abbreviation in order to extract our basic code of the HTML. And then we'll open with Go Live Server, okay? Okay, wait a second. So it should open here. So I will press Go Live, and yeah, it's downloading so slow. I don't know why it's working very slow from today. If it doesn't open again, yeah, it's not working. Even if it's not saving. Okay, we'll wait a bit. So Yeah, now it's open. So next, we opened our CSS, I mean HTML file on our browser. Next, we need to emit, we need to write our emit abbreviation in order to extract our HTML basic code. Sure, it's not working. Yeah, now it's worked. Okay, it's good. So next, we need to give a title, for example, CSS Basics. We can write and just update this shit, and it's working well. And the next one is we're going to write in. I will show you 3 ways how to write our CSS code. So first way we can write here, for example, h1 tag. Okay, h1 tag, and we can write hello world, or you can say hello CSS. Doesn't matter what you want. Hello CSS is working now well. So the next one is I will going to teach 3 ways of cascading style sheet. The first way is I said inline style sheet, and the second way is internal style sheet, and the third way is external style sheet. So inline, internal, and external style sheet. So this is the first one, this is the second, and this is the third one. So I will show you the first inline style sheet. In order to style this our hello.css text, we can write here our CSS instead of the tag as an attribute. So you know attribute, what is this? So we'll write here style attribute, and after that we can write any CSS code that we want. For example, I can give a background color to my text file with the color of, for example, Dodger blue. And as you can see, our text file has a CSS with inline style, right? I mean, there is a background color with the Dodger blue to our text file, text tag. And the next one is internal style sheet. So we can change also here other codes we can write after semicolon. Again, we can write color, and we can give the color which is white, and now it's white. Okay, so the next one is internal style sheet. Internal style sheet we can write under the head tag. Okay, under the head tag, top of the body tag. I mean opening body of tag. So we can write the tag which is style here, and then inside we can write any code that we want. For example, I will just delete this inline style sheet from here, okay? Or I can, if I want, I can make a command for this. Oh no, no need to comment. So I have deleted, and CSS is not, did not apply it now. So we need to apply here as an internal style sheet. So I say some sorry for disruptions. I'm so sorry. In the next video, there will not be any kind of disruptions, okay? So the next thing is we need to write is internal styling. So how can we write internal style sheet? So in order to write internal style sheet, we need to first of all, under the head tag, top of the body tag, okay, let's make it bigger. Here we need to write style with the opening and closing tags. And the next thing is we need to assign our tag that we want to apply a CSS code. So for example, we have only one tag in our HTML body tag, and we can only tag only h1. For example, if we have h2, which is called by CSS, for example, okay? So we have 2 tags, and I need to assign first of all which tag I want to apply as CSS code. So if I want h2, I need to write down here h2. If I want h1, I need to write h1. And the next one we need to write with the rule of the CSS, which is curly braces. We need to, in order to apply a CSS code, we need to write with curly braces. Okay? We call this curly braces in CSS. So we need to open this inside file. If you want, you cannot open, but I appreciate and I suggest you to open this, please. And the next we can give a color, and we can write red. So the color of the h1 tag, which is hello CSS, will be applied the CSS code, which is color red. Let's check. Yeah, it's true. It's working well. There's no any kind of errors. So if I want h2, how can I assign? So I need to write again here h2 and color red. Yes, if you want, you can write like this. But there is other ways. I will teach you in the future, not now. Okay, I will delete this. And this is the CSS base. The CSS internal style sheet. Okay. Next thing is the last one is external style sheet. How can we apply our CSS as an external style sheet? So, first of all, we need to open a new file which is called style.css. Enter. And we have opened our style.css. And the next thing we need to assign here our link here, because there are two files and the first file should be connected to the second file, which is the style.css. If we do not connect them, both of them together, it will be an error. There will not be an error, like the CSS code doesn't work. For example, if I want to style here, just I need to call, which is h1 tag, for example, or h2 tag. If I want h2 tag, just I need to call h2, and then I can curly braces, and then I can give them color which is red, for example, right? Now let's see. So I will just reload and it's not working. Why? Because we didn't connect both files together. So we need to come here again, and then we need to write link, and then in href attribute, so href means in order to link our URLs, in order to link our local files, we can use this. So in order to link this, instead of the href attribute, we need to write /, and then we need to choose the file that we want to connect, because we are index.html in, so we need to connect to style CSS. Okay, it's connected. Let's check. Yeah, it's working well. There is no any error or errors, right? You can see. So, next. Here we can write any of our code. For example, if we want h3, no, we don't have h3, h1, right? We can write background color, for example, aqua. Now it's working well, everything. So next, I'm going to teach some basics of the CSS, because we have also learned in HTML video this section, but not perfectly. So how can we okay. So, not how can we, okay. I will tell you some very basic, and mostly all developers use this CSS basic code. So, which is called this one. So, there is one sign value, it is asterisk. Asterisk we used to apply CSS codes for all tags, for all things, instead of our body tag. So here it is, we have two tags, right? In our body tag, there are two tags. If we want, I can multiply. So I multiplied, everything's working. And this one is 3, for example, this one is 4, and this one 5, and this one is 6. And now everything's different. And I need to give also this 4, 5, 6, and 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So how can I assign for all of them in one line code? So it's easy. So asterisk, we used to apply the CSS default for all tags. Okay, so I write asterisk on top in the first of the line, right? We can use also inline style, internal style sheet and external style sheet. We cannot use inline style sheet, okay? We can use, but for body tag, but it's not good. So I can write asterisk and then curly braces. Let's close this one. We don't need this one. So any styles there is no. So I can write color, for example, red for all tags. Everything's working. Even if I add other tags, for example, even if I add the button, for example, hello. Yeah, that's right. If I want like anchor tag, like bye. Even anchor tag is also working, right? And if I want p tag, something, it's working well. So it affects for all HTML body tags instead of the body tags. So usually what developers or what we use, I mean, for what purposes we use. So the first one we use for the one which is margin and paddings. So what is margin and padding? I don't teach in this section of the video. In the next section, I'll teach you. So we can write margin 0 and padding also 0. Oh, wait a sec. And the last one we use mostly box sizing border box. Okay. Oh yeah, you see what is the already you see. So I will delete padding margin from top. So you can see everything is there is some like spaces between them, right? And if I put it, there's no any kind of spaces between them. And if I delete padding, nothing happens because we are not taking the from instead of any divs. We don't have divs somehow, but we must use this, okay, paddings and box sizing border box. So we do not see also this one affection because we need to use divs first of all. So I hope this video you learned something more about CSS basics and what is CSS and when CSS was founded and what is how can we use the CSS codes in 3 ways. So I hope it is beneficial for you, and I hope you will learn something new. Please share it with your friends and subscribe to my channel. And in the future videos, we'll learn for more. Thank you. Have a great day. See ya. Hello, everyone. I am back again. Welcome to my next CSS Basics video. Today we are going to learn about more, and will continue from the previous video of the codes that I need to explain more. Okay, first of all, let's open our file for the second day. So CSS second lesson, and then let's copy to here. Okay, let's save others one. So in our previous video, we have learned about internal style sheet, external and inline style sheets too. And we have learned some CSS basics, which is the how to use asterisks. And inside of the asterisks, asterisks, what we need to write, learned. So today we are going to learn about very basics of the CSS, of the length units, and also about margin and paddings. And that's it. So let's start. So I will open index.html and style.css2 because we need to code as an external file, right? And we'll write our basics of the code that we learned from previous videos: margin, padding, and box sizing border box. So it's good. Now open this one, and then we'll write CSS length units and margin, padding, padding, and what? Box sizing. That's it. It's enough. And then we need to press go live, and we'll wait a bit. So it should open here. We don't need. Okay. We don't need this one. Okay, it opened now for us. Next, what we need to write. So first of all, close this one, and then wait a sec. Okay, continue. So now we have this one, right? And let's start about this one: margins, and paddings, and box sizing border box. First of all, in order to explain, I will tell you what is margin and what is padding and what is border box. Okay. So margin, we used to make a space out of the content. So In padding, we used to make a space inside of the content or some kind of box or div. Doesn't matter. Okay? And what is box sizing and what is border box? So when we set box sizing border box, the width and the height of the element include the padding and border. Okay? When we set this one, I mean box sizing border box, it with the width and the height of the element include the padding and the border. And this means that if you set a width of like 200 pixels and then add padding or border, the total width of the element will be still 200 pixels. It will not change. Okay, it doesn't affect other elements. I will show you the examples too. Okay, first of all, let's see with examples about the margin. Here I will create div and I will give it class name. So I have learned in our HTML video, so you know what is class and what is ID. Class, I will mention too. Class we used to uh, write. Class attribute we used to write to our tags in order to call in our CSS code with the exact name. For example, if we have three divs, so if I give for the first div the class name, so I can call only the first one, and then I don't need to call the second and third. Okay. So for example, I can give the name which is called box. Okay. Now we need to design our box. So let's go here and then with dot. So in order to call the class, we need to write with dot, and then we'll write here width, for example, 250, and height also is 250 pixels, and border, for example, I can give 20 pixels. So okay, not bullet, not border. Let's give background color with the color of red. Okay, it's better. I think we didn't connect them. Yeah, I'm so sorry for this. Link. CSS. Okay, now our div has for our div class, which is a box class, this CSS is applied. So we have this class. So as I said before, margin, we used to make a space out of the content. So we have a content which is box, and out of this is body. So in order to make a margin from top and from left, I need to write here margin top 20 pixels. And as you can see, 20 pixels from top of the margin. And from left, if I want, I can write margin left 20 pixels also. Okay, so 20 pixels from top, 20 pixels from left. So our box is, slightly, just move to the right 20 pixels because we are moving from the left side to the right side and from the top side to the bottom side. We are saying that to move the box. If you want, we can also write margin bottom 20 pixels too. Okay, so we use margin bottom in order to make a bottom from the bottom. Okay, we don't need now margin bottom. So next, what is padding? So instead of our box, I will put one box again. Okay, so I can write div and not div. I'm sorry, div, and let's give class. I can write box one. Okay, and then I will give some CSS styles for this too. So let's copy this, let's put this and change to 150. Okay, should. Oh, no. Please, no, we don't need MDN reference. 100 pixels, 50. And then we can change to another color, for example, a toucher blue that I liked one. So we have two boxes. The first box is inside of the box element, and this is the box one. So in order to make a padding inside of this, so I can write also padding for this. So in order to make a space inside of this content, I need to write here padding top 20 pixels. And as you can see, the box one is not giving is not going from top down. It is being a bit wider, this one. Okay, let's inspect from here, and let's put here, and I will put this one. So as you can see, there's no any kind of paddings for this, right? For box 1, as you can see. But if I come here and if I put in this box 2, a box 1 box, as you can see, padding from top is 20 pixels and margin is 20 from top and margin from left. So here we have two boxes, and as I showed you, as I told you also, padding helps to make a space from inside of the content, but margin helps us to make from out of the content. You can see here, see, it's margin and this is padding. Okay, so next, I hope you learned something. I mean, you understand what is margin, what is padding, and their differences. So also we can write margin and padding with one line of the code. I will teach you. So in order to write margin and padding, I can write here margin, for example, 20 pixels. Just write this. And as you can see, margin 20 pixels is going, it's taking margin 20 pixels from all the side. You can see top, bottom, right, and left. And here it's also, you can see. Okay, so this means it's taken from top, from right, from bottom, from left. Okay, so in order to do it, and also we can give, for example, if we want from top, right, and bottom, so I can write here margin again. From top, take 20 pixels. It will be so. Oh no, like this. I made a mistake. Okay, I can write like this, and this one. Oh no, wait a sec. This one, right? And I can write it is from top. This one is going top, from top, 20 pixels, and I can write from, for example, from down. I can take 0 pixels and 20 pixels and 10 pixels, for example. And let's see, what is this? Yeah, here you can see from top it's taking 20 pixels, from left, and from this side, for us it's left, right? So we can write here from left, that is 0 pixels, from bottom, and from right. No, this is right and this is left. I made a mistake, I'm sorry. This is right. It takes from top, right, and orders, I'm telling. Top, right, bottom, and left. Okay? So I can write here left. And as you can see, so let's do this one. So it's taking from top first, and the second is right, and the third one is bottom, and the fourth one is left. For example, if I want only top and right, I can write only 10 pixels, and others should be 0. Okay, now let's check this. Yeah, 20 and 10 is taken from, you can see here. Also, I can delete this in order to do this only. You can see. Okay, so next. Also, we can use padding like this, kinda orders. From first, it will take from top. The second is right, from bottom, and left. You can see this kind of coding. This kind of giving and applying the styles in many ways. In many. You can see the developers that are using this way, because they don't use like margin top, okay, and margin left. They don't do this because it's a wasting of the time. Okay, next one. Padding also we can use this, and I explained box sizing for box 2. Okay, let's get started with Okay, we don't need this one. Let's get started with units. I mean lengths of units. So as you can see, I have used pixels here. We call this one pixels in CSS. Okay, so this is pixels. So pixels is, we can say, like is a fixed unit that we commonly use in web designing, and one pixel is equal to one dot on a computer screen. Okay, so one pixel is equal to one dot on a computer screen. Okay, as you can see, for example, there should be one pixel equal to one dot screen. Oh, screen. Let's see if there is any kind of pictures. Yeah, like this kind of dot. Yeah, this. So if we have 20 pixels, it means 20 dots. If we have 30 pixels, it means 30 dots. Like this. Okay, I hope you understand what is pixels. And the second one is m, which we use. One m is equal to 16 pixels. For example, I will delete this, and then I will delete this too, and then I will give the height for both of this. Okay, let's close this one. Okay, we don't need this one. So let's keep 16 and 16 and pixels and pixels. And as you can see, it's so small. From left to right is 16 pixels. From down to top is also 16. I mean, width is 16 and height is also 16 pixels. So instead of this one, we can use like am, which is called, it's a relative unit CSS. It's not fixed. Pixel is fixed. It doesn't change when you make it so small. So, but am, which is called em, we use in order to for relative CSS. And this 1m is equal to 16 pixels. You see, nothing's changed. 1m. Yeah, the same. But this one is relative. So let's make it so small. Oh, let's make it responsive first. You can see? Yeah, it's so small, I know. For example, we can do 4m in order to see the relative, right? Yeah. Or 40m, bigger. So you can see it is big, right? And if I come here and if I make it so small, it's relatively being small, right? But so 40m. So if I change it to pixels, 40m, pixels and pixels, for example, 600 and 600, but it's not relative. Pixels is not relative. It's a fixed unit. It should be 600 pixels. It will stay. So the next one is percentage. So percentage is we use for like a percentages. For example, each of the laptop or each of the device has its own width, and height. For example, it may be 1096 and 1025, doesn't matter. I don't know, my computer screen. It depends on your computer screen. So if I write down 100% of the width, it covers from here to the place with 100%. It covers. For example, let's check this one. So we'll write 100%. And as you can see, it's covering whole page. So because we have margin top, there's a space. Okay, and height, it's 600 pixels. Now it's covering. So, and also we cannot give 100% height. Okay, that is incorrect because we cannot give the unit for height with percentages. If there is something, for example, if I write here body is height is 100 pixels, and if I give 100%, only 100 pixels inherits from body to the box, because our box is inside of the body. So body is 100 pixel, and 100 pixel of the 100% is 100 pixels too. Okay, so with this one here, it is being equal to 100 pixels, even if it's 100%. If I change it to 10%, 10% of the 100 pixels is so small, you can see. But if I change it to VH, I will explain what is VH. And let's check it. So 100 VH is equal to 100 pixels. Okay, if I change to 100%, it will cover all the page. So what is VH and VW? So I can give here width as 100 VW, and the same still, right? A bit big. So VW and VH. So VW is viewport width, we call, okay, width, and VH is viewport height. Viewport height. And one viewport width or one viewport height is equal to 1%. And 1% is equal to, as you can see, regarding to your screen. Okay? And these are the most used units in CSS. So I hope you learned something new in this lesson, and for our practices, we'll learn more in the future next videos. Thank you. Have a great day. See ya. Hello everyone. I'm back and we'll continue with our next video with learning CSS Basics. And today we are going to learn more and more, and the video will be a bit shorter than the others. Okay, let's get started. And today we're going to learn about CSS colors and very basics. And so let's get started. First of all, we need to, so this is the previous lesson that we learned. So we need to open a new folder once again for CSS. So let's open CSS third lesson. Okay. And then we need to just come here and then copy here. That's all. Next. So we don't need this one and we need this place. Okay. Okay, next we will go to our Visual Studio Code and then we'll open a new file, index.html. Okay, and we don't need this one. Okay, and then we need external style sheet file, and then here we'll write our emat abbreviation. Okay, it's loading. So go live. Sometimes it doesn't work. So if your computer is very well and if your network is working good, okay. I mean, the internet is not necessary for this, but if your computer is well working, it will help. I mean, it helps you to represent the structure of the HTML code faster. So it's saying no suggestions, so it's incorrect. So we're writing instead of the style CSS. I'm sorry. So we need here instead of the HTML file, and then we'll write here CSS colors. Okay, and then here I'm going to write some tags of HTML. For example, I can write button. No, okay, button, and okay, let's create some a bit simple form. Input, we can say it should be type is text, and placeholder is name. Okay, and okay, the next one can be email, and the next one can be password. Okay. Password, that's all. And let's see here, update this one. Yeah, we have name, email, password. Okay, we can put BRs, I mean breaks. Okay, now it's well. So I want to design also should be button. Okay, and we can write submit, and now fine. So make two in order to make a space between them. So we can use the colors in four ways actually. So the first way is by naming the colors. The second way is by giving hexadecimal value, and the third one is with RGB. I will teach you what is that. And the last one is hue, saturation, lightness, which is HSL. So let's get started from the easiest one. So let's get inputs in order to give kind of color. So we can write, for example, border. Okay, not border. Okay, let's write down background color. We can write Dodger blue, right? And here, oh, I'm sorry, we haven't connected yet again. So CSS. So you can see our inputs. The background color is Dodger blue, but also placeholder we need to change. In order to change the placeholder, we need to write color, and we can write white. Yeah, this is not. Yeah, it doesn't work. I'm sorry for this. So we cannot change the placeholder color at the moment. So it's just default. It's black. So we can change, for example, other value. Yeah, aqua. So now it's good, fine, right? So also we can design button later. So here I named the color, which is aqua color, and I used this one in order to give the color, background color for the inputs. So this is we call so naming color. Okay, so here I'm going to also tell you this is oh, where is it? Yeah, this is slash asterisk asterisk slash is the commenting, how to comment in CSS. Okay, so like commenting CSS. So it is naming color, and the next one is we can give other color, for example, background color with, for example, with RGB. What is RGB? Let's write down here RGB, and as you can see, R means is red, green is G. I mean, G means green, and B is blue. As you can see here, it's giving a kind of, I mean, what? Prompt. Okay, so we can delete this if we want. So let's write down RGB. Okay, and then we can give the value for three of them with the numbers. Okay, so let's write down what is RGB. RGB is equals to red, green, and blue, and we can use with numbers or values from 0 to how many we can say, to 150. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, 250. Yeah, not 360, 150. Okay, so we can use RGB. No, I'm sorry, 255, not 250. So we can give a value from 0 to 155 for three of them. For example, I can write, for example, 20. For example, for this 30. Okay, we need to delete this green word, and we can give, for example, blue for 255. And when we save it, it's giving this color. 20, 30, and 255 is this one. So 20% of red, 30% of green, and 255% of blue. And the color now is 255 is blue. You can see. Or we can give 200 this one. And the color will be changed to what? Like purple. Or we can give for this 0. So it doesn't change, it's still purple because you don't give. If I want 155 for this too, or not like this, and it will be like kinda this kind of color. I don't know what the name is. This right? And also I can give, for example, 2 for this, and it's changing like a green. So RGB means red, green, blue. With numbers we can call this. And also there is RGBA. What is RGBA? So I will delete this here. And when we are writing the color which is RGB and there is A means is alpha. So we can write, for example, 20, 30, and 255. And alpha means in order to make an opacity for the colors. Okay, so I will delete this. And as you can see, so we have this color again. Save it. Yeah, because I didn't give the alpha. I can give alpha 3. And then when I press on this, and the color of the alpha is giving an opacity for the color of blue. If I put 1 like this, it's being so opacity is so less. For 3, a bit wider. 5, a more wider. 80, not like this. It's the same. No, it's full of them. So alpha means in order to give an opacity. Okay. So at the moment I will write only RGB, not RGBA. So we don't need this one. Now it's working well. So the next color, let's design button with the next type of the color, which we call is hexadecimal. So hexadecimal is we can use, it's another way to represent the color with RGB colors. Actually, so let's give a background color for this too, and we can use hexadecimal with starting of hash. We need to use hashtag, and so it's like it's this. I mean, this way. I mean, hexadecimal way is another way to represent RGB colors, but it uses a hexadecimal notation. Okay, it uses a hexadecimal notation, and hexadecimal notations. For example, I can show you it as FF like this, and let's change it to Y. If I change to, for example, like F0, F9, F5, F8, and oh no, not 8, F9. Okay. Now let's change it to purple, like pink, not purple, pink. So hexadecimal starts with this, and basic hexadecimal we use in as a developer, most of them is FFF or 000. We can write also, we can use also indexes. Okay, it's a black one, or we can use 5235. Doesn't matter, like this kind of colors. Okay, or you can use more. So you will learn while you're using this hexadecimal notations. There is no any accurate, because we can create by ourselves differently. So the next one is HSL. So we call this what? Let's give a command for this. Okay, we call this hexadecimal coloring. Okay, and then the last one, I can give a color with HSL. This one, hue, saturation, and lightness. So hue and saturation and lightness we can give from 0 to 360 degrees around color wheel, and red is at 0 degrees, I mean red one, and green at 120 degrees, and blue is 240 degrees like RGB. And in a saturation we can use from 0% to 100% as a grayscale in the saturation, and in the lightness we can also represent from 0% to 100%. Okay, for example, I can write for this hue it should be 0, and for this 100% of the saturation, and lightness, for example, 50%. And let's see the result. It's red now because 0% is hue. So as I said, 0 is red, and 120 is green, and 240 is blue. In the saturation, we can give as a grayscale range from 0% to 100%. And the grayscale is now 100% and is full, and 50% of the lightness. For example, if I give 100% of the lightness, let's change it to white. Yeah, it is like a different, but mostly we use RGB colors and naming colors and hexadecimal colors. Sometimes we use HSL too. So we'll write here hue, saturation, and lightness. Okay, I hope you learned about colors, how to use and how to interact. So I will write also there, hue and saturations commands to here about like hue starts from 0 at red 0, at 0 is red, no, red at 120 is green, and 240 is blue. It's a hue. And saturation starts from 0% to 100%, right? To 100% as in a grayscale range. In a grayscale range. And the last one is lightness 0% to 100%, and as a brightness range. Okay, you know what is brightness range, and that's it. As you can see, everything working is fine. So I hope you learned something new. Thank you for your attention, and if you have any further questions, and I would like to advise to you, please, more practice makes you perfect. And if you do daily, and if you're watching these videos, and if you're doing daily practice, you can go and you can write on Google like coloring in CSS, for example, and you can see in everywhere. Like W3 School is the best one, so you can see here best colors with different values. Like you can see here, it's like red at 000 and 00, orange is like this. It's showing with hexadecimal. You can see, right? If I press on this, you can see, oh, it's so bad. Yeah, you can see here also it's like hexadecimal, and also their color naming, not hexadecimal, the naming colors like this. So thank you for your attention. Subscribe to my channel. See you in the next videos. I am back again. Welcome to our next lesson of the CSS Basics. So today is the fourth day of the CSS. Let's open a new file, new folder, fourth. Oh, yeah, it happens sometimes. Fourth lesson. Okay, and now in the previous lesson we have learned about CSS coloring. So we don't need this one. So we need just come here and then put it inside. So what's new? What's news for today about CSS? So we are going to learn more and more, and the most important topic, which is background images, background colors, background attachments, background positions, and so on and so forth. So first of all, we need to open index.html file first. Okay. So the next is style.css2. Okay, we have opened both of our files, so we don't need this folder. So today we are going to learn this one. The first one is background color, and the second one is background image. The third one is background repeat, and the fourth one is background attachment, and the last one is background position. Okay, let's get started from the first to the down. First of all, we need to open in the live server as usual. Okay, here we will open it. And then we need to just write an mmat abbreviation here. and then yeah, it's opened now, our document. And let's give CSS background, just background, that's all. And we don't need this one. And then let's create one div for here, div, and then give a name of ID right down, for example, background. Okay, and then okay, not background, let's give like box ID, and let's write down something, hello backgrounds. Okay, that's it. And then do not forget to link your CSS file. Okay, okay, we have linked our CSS file here, and that's it. So next, let's go over style.css file, and then we need to write here our CSS code. So the one which is the basic one I'm going to write, which is margin with 0%, 0, and padding with 0, and box sizing border box. So this is the basic of the CSS style sheet. So as you can see, there is no margin and padding is 0. Okay, let's create our box first of all. So as you know, in order to declare ID, we need to use hashtag. Then we give right here width first of all. Okay, give width pixels to 150 pixels and height is also to 150 pixels, and background. Okay, so now here we are going to give background color. So as in my previous videos, I have taught you already about background color. So background color helps us to give a color for the backgrounds only, okay? So we can give background color, and then we can declare a color that we want. For example, if I want, I can give brown, right? Oh no, brown. Now we have a brown background color. And then we can use in other different ways. So here we have learned about background color, and there is next one is background image. So in order to put background image, first of all, we need a background image. I mean, we need an image. So we can write, for example, CSS. No, okay. Write down BMW. It's my favorite car. Okay, let's go images and okay. So we have this. Okay, let's take this one in order to put a background as a background. So we'll wait a bit. So it's downloading because the internet connection is a bit slow. I'm so sorry for this kind of situation. So now we can copy this. Oh, no, we don't need this here. We can copy the image address here. Okay. And then we can go here and we can write down background image, and then we can write URL, not src. Okay, we can write URL of the background image, and then we can copy here, and it's done. Let's see in our CSS. Okay, it didn't work, right? Oh, we are giving box, not box. We don't give to box, we will give to the body. Okay, body width is 100%. As okay, no need to give this one. Background, background image, URL, and let's recopy because here, and I hope it works. Yeah, it's working now. So as you can see, we have one background image, and the second one is also appearing here, but a big part of them, right? So how can we fix? So let's remove this, and here we learned how to put background image. The next one is background repeat. So here is repeating our background image. So how can we remove this? So we need to come here, and then we will put background repeat, and we can write here, which is no repeat value, and then it's removed. So here we have a space now, and how we can cover this. So in order to do this, we need background position. First of all, let's come here, background position for image only, okay? And then we can write center, and it goes to the center now, and we can give a width and height for this. So let's give width is 100%, okay, and height is 100 viewport. Okay, now it's the viewport is fixed, but width is still not good. So the next one is background attachment. So where is attachment? Yeah, here it is, background attachment. And we have fixed, local, scroll, inherit, and that's others. So what is scroll? If we press on the scroll, if the image is wider, or the height is more high, the height is more longer, it will be a scrolling. If it's fixed, when you scroll, for example, if I put it 20 VH and scroll now, here you can see. If I remove this to the fixed, it will be fixed. You can see the image is fixed. Fixed means it doesn't scroll. It will not be scrolling. So in order to fix these two parts, we can use background, so size with cover. And now it is covering whole the page as a background. You see? And everything is working fine. So, and the last one here, it's written background shorthand property. So how can we use this background shorthand property? It's easy to do. So I will teach you how to do it. So we wrote cover, size, attachment, position, repeat, and image. So in this 5 lines of code, we can write in 1 line of code. Let's do this. First, I will write background, and then I will need URL. And in the URL, I need this one, okay? Okay, copy this. So we'll write here again. Okay, let's fix this a bit. And then here, oh, it's not fixed yet. Okay, now here, I can write out of this brackets, I can say no repeat, do not repeat. First, we write the background repeat, and then we write background position, and then we can write the background size, and then we can write background attachment. And now everything's fine, working. You see, there's no any problems. But we wrote what in 1 line of the code. So let's declare with comments. I will explain here. So first, okay. So first is background URL, and then this background repeat, and then it is background position, then background size, and the last one is background attachment, and that's all. So we wrote this 5 line of code in 1 line of the code. Here you can also put your local images if you want. Okay, it's possible to do with URL, no src. Okay, with URL only. Okay, I hope you understand how to put the background images and their positions, repeat, attachment, and size, and so on and so forth. And now I'm also going to tell you the opacity for background. So you can see opacity is full. If I write down here opacity, you know what is opacity, right? And I can write 1.8. Okay, let's 0.8. Or I can write 0. Oh, we are giving to body. Yeah, there's an issue. I think we need to write like this. No, why it's 0 happened to box? I understand. There is an issue, I think. Opacity is 0. White box is 15. Okay, let's check. How can we check? We need to press on inspect, and then we will Okay, make it wider. This one. Open this. Open also box. Okay. So we have body. Yeah, we have a body. So it's affecting also for this one instead of the image. So how can we do this? So in order to do this, usually for background images, it's a bit harder to give an opacity because we cannot give it. So instead, we can give an image tag only. For example, let's come here and write down image. Okay, let's first of all make a comment so we don't have an image. Okay, let's go again BMW. Okay, images. I will recopy again this image. Image address. Oh shit, it's not working well. Okay, it's taking a time. I don't like this. So let's copy this one, and then for a source, you put it this. Okay, so it should have, yeah, we have, as you can see, it's on top of this. So if I want to give an opacity for image, gives an opacity. So I can write here, okay, under the box image, for example, opacity is 0. If I give a 0, there's no image. If I give point 0, 0.8, that's a bit, you see, kinda, the opacity is decreasing. If it's 5, more. If it's 4, more. 1, it's not even showing. It's too a bit. You can see the maximum is 1, the last one is 0.1 or 1 don't point 1. Okay, so this is opacity, and the next one, as you can see, our this image is on top of the box, but I want under the box. So how can I move it to back? So in order to do this, we need to write z and dash index. Z index helps us to put our tags or the values on top or down. So if I write -1, it goes to down. Oh, so first of all, I need to make it this one 999, doesn't matter. Oh, it doesn't work. Okay, why it's not working? Oh, I'm sorry. It's inside of the box, so that's not working. Yeah, now it works. You can see. Let's remove this. We don't need this one. So if we want, I can do like this. And if I write something here, for example, which one? Hello. You can see, and it is on top. It's in the background. I mean, it is changed to the background. So image, and then you can see the image. Wait a sec. Oh, I think it's not working. Why didn't apply it? Okay, let's apply from here. If it applies. Okay, this is not working. I don't know why the index didn't work for this. Okay, so that index helps to us to put our values to on top or on down. To the down. If it's -1, it's to the down. If you want to on top, you have to put more 99 or more like 1 or 2 more values. Okay, doesn't matter. So we have learned more about today about background images and the background color and the opacity and that index. What are them? So I hope you learned more and it will be beneficial for you. So if you have any further questions, you can write directly to me. So please subscribe to my channel and then share with your friends. So thank you for your learning. Have a great day. Hello everyone. I am back again. Welcome to our next lesson of the CSS Basics. Today we are going to learn more and more than the other days. So today's topic is about borders of the CSS. CSS of borders. So here you can see I wrote some of them in order to note. So I noted that border width, border color, border size, border radius, and the border shorthand. Okay, let's get started on how to write the code. So first of all, I will go to folder of the CSS Basics, and then I will open a new folder. CSS 5th lesson. Okay, I've opened, and then just copy it here. Okay, we done this one, and just refresh for the page. Okay, it's open now. So we don't need to welcome, and just write down index.html. And next we need to write our style.css. So next we need a method abbreviation for our purpose. Oh, wait a second. It's opening now. Okay, I need to make it a bigger for you guys. So a bit more. So we don't need this one. I think it's showing it to you very greatly, right? I mean, it's maximized very well for you. So we will wait a bit in order to open this. Okay, it will open here. We'll wait a bit. So in the previous lesson, we have learned about background image, background position, background color, and so on and so forth. We have learned. I hope you have practiced about that. Okay, we don't need this two of them. And then we'll put a method abbreviation, and then to the document section, to the title section, we can put CSS. Oh, wait a sec. Borders, right? Okay, it's fine now. So next, today we are going to, as I said before, we are going to learn about how we can write and how we can interact with border decorations. So let's get started. So first of all, I will open a form, and inside of the form tag, we will put inputs and labels. Inputs is enough, I think. Input, one of them is text, and we will put a placeholder with the name. And the next can be, just put a BR break in order to. So it can be surname, right? Break, and just an email. Okay, and the placeholder called email. Oh no, that's not fine. So next, in the body section, I can put contact us with the H1, right? So let's just date this. Yeah, now it's fine. So we have contact us, name, surname, and email. So let's open some of them between them. So we will do in the CSS with the margins, okay? So now it's fine, and then the last one is needing is input button. Break, you can put input and the type can be submit. And now it's fine. So what do we need to do here? So go to the style.css, and then the main CSS codes, which is margin, we need to put to the 0, right? And then padding, okay, I'm sorry, I forgot again to link both files together. Oh no, not atom. Okay, now it's fine. And padding is 0, and box sizing border box. And margin top 10 pixels. Okay, now it's fine, right? So here I will tell you how to give the CSS, how to apply the CSS code, which is the borders. So I will just give an H1 with the color of example, I can say with the hexadecimal, I will write, okay? 45, 45, 50, 63, yeah. Oh, no, it's a bit, no, not 63, can be 55. Okay, a bit gray, right? And next we need to just do the the inputs color and not, yeah, also inputs border. So I will give border. So let's go our notepad. So here it is, you can see border width. What is border width? Border width, we can give a border width for the tag. You can see, wait a sec. You can see in our input there is width from here to this place, right? And we can give a width for this border width. So for example, I can say border width should be, I mean, it takes width overall. I can make the width bigger than the input if I want. Okay, so I will write, for example, 2 pixels of the border width. It's enough. And next is border color. I wanted to give a color for the border width. Okay, so border dash color. I can write, for example, the color that I want. I can say the Dodger blue, the one that I loved. Okay, that's fine. You see, 2 pixels of the border giving the color of Dodger blue. If I want, I can make it bigger from here for the width. If I make it 50 pixels, you can see it's so big. If I want 20 pixels, it's a big, right? So 2 pixels is fine. So next is border size. Okay, so we'll write border. Border side is, we can say, style, border style. So border style have, on border style there are many different types. So I can show you dashed, dot, double, groove, hidden, inherit. Inherit, in order to inherit from the parent border. So initial, inside, none, outside, reach, solid, and so on and so far. So the most used one is dot and solid. Okay, I will show first solid. And as you can see in solid, nothing's changed because it's in default, it's also solid. But if you write solid, it is better and it will be greater, okay? And if you want, you can write dot. It is like with dots, the inputs border, or dashed. Dashed also is like uh, what I can say. I will show you. Yeah, I like this lines. Yes. Okay. So also you can use groove, but it's not you will not see the changes because it's 3D happens for this. So that is border style. So you can see when you press Control and the space, you will see all of them. If you want, you can write double. Okay. If you want, you can write hidden. Hidden, there's no border. You can see. See, the border is hidden now. Also, you can write, for example, rich. See, the preferable one is solid. In most times. So the next is border radius. What is border radius? I think I have told about this, but I will tell you. The border radius means the radius of the borders. The radius has in each tag, in each border, there are 4 borders. Corners. First, second, third, and fourth, right? And these are the border radius. And if I give more pixels of the border radius, it will give more radius. Like, for example, if I give 5 pixels of the border radius, you see it's like not flat, it's like grooving. If I give 10 pixels, it's more gain. If I give 50 pixels, it's much more, right? If I give 80 pixels, it's much more. So like this. So the most preferable ways, the most value is 11, 10, 15, like this. Okay, it's enough. They are okay. If you want, you can give also 1 pixels. it depends. Also, you can give with percentages. If you give 50%, it will give you like circle if they are the same width and height. But these inputs are not the same width and height. So I will give only, for example, 7 pixels is enough for this. And next is border shorthand. So I will show you. You see we wrote 4 lines of code. So I can make in 1 line of the code for all of them. Not border radius, but 3 of them actually. So how can we write? So first of all, we'll write border, and then I will write the width that I want. Okay. So for example, I want 2 pixels of the width, and I want the color Dodger blue. But first of all, we need to write, yes, it's giving an option, my tab 9. So we'll write solid, and then I can give a color Dodger blue. And that's enough. So just close this, and the same, there's no any changes because we wrote already. If I delete this, everything is not fine. Only border radius is applied for this. If I press Ctrl Z, everything's applied, reapplied again. So, and this is the borders. So also I would like to tell you, you can give border radius in different sizes. For example, you can give a border radius for the top of the left side 10 pixels, top of the right side 5 pixels, and the bottom of the right side is 8 pixels, but on the left side 7. You can give like this. So how can we do this? So first of all, we'll write border and dash bottom and left radius. So its bottom left radius is this one, bottom right radius is this one. So just write down bottom left radius can be 5 pixels only. And you can see here it is a 5 pixels of the radius, the others no. And then you can give also for top of them. Border, top, no, not color. Okay, let's write down, yeah, border top on the left right side, it's also can be 5 pixels, right? I mean top and left, top and bottom of the left radius can be 5 pixels, both of them you can see, but these are not changed. So you can make it the right one, border bottom, right side can be 10 pixels, and let's change bottom to the top. And as you can see, it's not much, but this one is more much. So you can give more like this. And also, I would like to tell you can give in 1 line these of them. So how? You will write border dash radius, and you can give different radiuses. For example, 5 pixels to the top of the left side, and to the top of the right side is 10 pixels, 5 pixels, and 10 pixels. And you can see nothing's changed. Everything's fine. Working. Like, yeah, here 10 pixels for border bottom of the left side, and 10 pixels for the bottom top of the right side. Okay, so this is top of the left, this is top of the right, this is top of the no, bottom of the right, and this is bottom of the left. Okay, like first, second, third, and fourth. First, second, third, and fourth. If I change all this one 10 pixels, this one is changing. You see, like this. So I will write down here as the comment. So first is border top left, and next is border top right, and next is border bottom right, and the last one is border bottom left. Yeah, first is border top left, border top right, border bottom left, like this. So mostly we don't use this one or this one. Sometimes we use. Okay, some of the purposes. Okay, for now it's enough, and we have learned about borders and how to give their borders and border style, border width, border radius, border color, and so on and so forth. So thank you. If it's beneficial for you, I'm very happy. So in the next videos, we'll see again. See you. Have a great day. Hello everyone. I am back again. My name is Abu. So we'll continue our from the previous lesson. We learned in the previous lesson about borders, and today it's also interesting, and they are connected with this topic from the previous topic. So in the previous topic we learned about borders. So in this topic we're going to learn only about outlines. And what is outlines? So outlines is, as you can see, the meaning of the word is out of the line, like this. So just let's learn from coding. So let's open a new file folder from in our folder, which is called CSS 6 lesson. Okay, it's fine now. And then just copy here inside. Okay, now it's gone. So we done did this one. So we have this. Okay. Now, what is outline? What is with outline color, style, and so on? All of them. It's most of them similar to border, but there is a bit difference. Okay, let's open a new file which is called index.html, and also in not index style.css. Okay, so the live server. Okay, let's cancel this. So let's write down the basic of the code. Box, right? Oh, what's going on? Next, here we need. Oh, it's still again making some troubles for me. Okay, it's open now, and then let's write down our code in HTML and in CSS. Okay, we have opened. We have already structured our basic code, so CSS outlines. Okay, our title is done, and the next one is we need to just let's open H1 called hello outline of CSS. Okay, let's reload and everything's fine, and then not forget to link the file of the CSS. Okay, it's linked, and then I think I wrote this one incorrectly. No, it's fine. So next, what we need to do, just click H1, and then let's give a border with the shorthand. So first of all, width and the style and the color, for example, red. So as you can see, there is the border with the 2 pixels of the solid red. Everything is fine. Let's give a bit margin from here. I can say 20 pixels. I mean, to make, yeah, it's not fine. 20 pixels from all of the side. So margin 20 pixels from all of the side is done. So next, what we need to do here, as you can see, I've given the border here. Why it's so long? As you know, H1 is not inline tag; it's a block tag, so that's being a long. For example, I can change to span if I want. Okay, let's change to span because it's inline. Okay, so span. So now you can see only it's taking the border until its length of the words. So next, what we need to do, I will tell you and I will show you what's the outline width. So outline dash width. I can give the width, for example, more, for example, 15 pixels for this. So you do not see any changes for now because I didn't give a style and the color. So I will write outline style can be the same as border. There is dash, dot, double groove, everything. So let's give dot in order to make, like, yeah, you can see here it's dot. Okay, not dots because I'm giving dashed, and let's make it a bit 5 pixels. Okay, as you can see in this section here, as you can see, it's giving a default color of the black. Okay, we'll change it later. But here, I gave the style of the outline with the dashed and the pixels of, I think, 5 pixels. And here you can see it is out of the border and out of the lines. If I give more pixels, oh, as you can see, it's more. Yeah, you see, it's outlined. So I can give the color, for example, outline. I can, oh no, color, I can say, let's make it lighter blue. And as you can see, it's lighter blue out of the line. And the last thing is outline offset we have. Outline offset. What is outline offset? I can give a pixels with the offset. And as you can see, offset helps us to make a like a padding. Padding gives a space inside of the content. And as you can see, offset is giving a space for us with the pixels of 20 pixels for all of the sides. And as you can see, it's like gives a space between top, right, bottom, left. See, if I want, I can give 10 pixels. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, 10 pixels, like this. If I want, I can make a bit small, and it's fine. If I want, I can use, instead of stashed, it's better to use solid, right? And you can see this is border and this is outline. And also there is one which is mostly we use outline shorthand. So I can say the same with border, 2 pixels, solid, and dodger blue. And I can, oh, wait a second, I have to remove this. Okay, let's command, and everything's fine working. But yeah, I made it 2 pixels. Let's make it 10 pixels. Oh, yeah, 10 pixels. That's fine. Everything working as we expected. You can write offset down, it's better. Okay? So, next, if I want outline, I can make it none. There is none, which is there's no outline. There will not be any outlines. Okay? So outline none we mostly use with inputs. Okay, I will show to you how it interacts actually in most cases. So in default value of the input, there will be an outline. So I will write something, I don't know. And here, as you can see, when I press and when I press, it's giving an outline. It's an outline. It's not a border, okay? It's an outline. So if I give for this, so input outline offset 20 pixels, and as you can see, it's giving an outline 20 pixels. But I didn't give any kind of style, color, width. You can see it's a default of the outline. I think it's 2 pixels. It will be in mostly default value. So in most cases we use here outline none because it's not necessary for us. And as you can see, there's no outline. Before there was, and it's giving like black color. And if I make it outline none, there's no outline none. I mean, there's no outlines, and it's fine. So in most cases we use outline for this kind of purposes. Okay. So uh, next we can give the outline offset in different values. Like I can give 10 pixels, 20 pixels, and 5 pixels. Let's do this. Yeah, because I need to remove this shit. Okay. Here, yeah, no, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. There's no, only we can give one value. Okay, we cannot give top and right and left. So we can give only one value, and it works within any kind of errors. So for today, it's enough, and I will make a bit shorter from today from this video. So as you can see, we learned about the borders, the outlines. It's similar to borders, as you can see, and but there's no any kind of Redis for the outlines. Yeah, there's no any kind of outlines. So and we can give style, offset, width, and so on. That's all. So if you learned something new, I'm very happy for this. So if you have any questions, just directly write to me and I will post it under this. And thank you for all of you. Have a great day. See ya. Hello everyone, I am back again. Welcome to our next lesson of the CSS Basics. And today we are going to learn more and more about CSS. And today is 7th lesson. Here I have opened CSS 7th lesson already, and I have structured the main content of the HTML. And now let's open on with live server. Okay, now it's opening. So we don't need this tab. So the CSS text. Today we are going to learn about CSS text, which are text alignment, text decoration, text transformation, word spacing, letter spacing, line height, and so on. So first of all, I have already connected my CSS file to this, and let's start with writing the main of the CSS code on top. If you want, you don't need to write. Okay, next we will create a simple h1 heading, and then I'll write hello CSS texts, for example, right? And then in the p section I will give like lorem with 8. Okay, now it's fine. So let's go to our browser. Now everything is working fine. So the first one is text decoration. So let's go and declare our tag, which is h1, p doesn't matter, and then I can write text dash decoration, and I can write like dashed, dot, double, line through, none, overline, solid, underline, baby. So these are the most common one. So I mostly use line through or underline. So let's see what is line through. As you can see, it's giving a line on top of the text, like line through. Or you can also declare the value underline. And as you can see, it's underlined. So it has many specifics that you can use. Like you can also use dot, okay? Or you can use dash. Doesn't matter. You can use any of them. Also, you can use text decoration for p tags. So if you write text decoration, overline, it overlines on top. If you do underline, underlines from under, yeah, like this. And the next one is text transformation. Text transformation is very good for me. I like this. So as you can see here, our hello CSS texts, it's written, the first letter is hello is capital. This is also capital, but this one is in lowercase. So I will write here text transform. I can write capitalize, I can lowercase, I can do uppercase, 3 of them. If I write capitalize, and then when we update, okay, wait, let's remove this and update this. No, it's not working. No, it worked, yeah. Here you can see the texts is, all of them are in the capital letters. If I delete this, as you can see, the T is now small, lowercase. If I return, it's uppercase. capitalizes the first letters. If you write uppercase, it renders to uppercase. If you do the lowercase, it goes all of them in a lowercase, like this. You can use also for p tag. If you want, you can write text transform uppercase, and now all of them is in the uppercase. So the next one is word spacing. Okay, word spacing is also, as you notice, that it's just spacing between the words. Here, one word, second word, third word, fourth word. Okay, you can write word and dash spacing, and you can give with pixels. If you want 1 pixel, and nothing changes. If you do more, like 200, it's long. You see? Mostly you can use like 20 or 15, like this. Uh, if you do minus, what will happen? So if you do minus, it goes to inside. I mean, they will combine each of them. Okay. So the next thing we can use is letter spacing. So let's fix this first. I will make it, for example, 15 pixels, right? And the next one is letter spacing. So what is letter spacing? Letter spacing is the spacing between the letters, each letters. So if I write letter spacing, for example, 5 pixels each of the letter, you see 5 pixels each of the letter space. If I write 15, so more, right? Like this. The 5 is great. I mean, it's normal. The next one is line height. So here we don't have multiple lines in our p tag. So first of all, let's go our h1 and our HTML, and then let's do 80, right? More. And now I will save it, and we have what lines? Multiple lines. So let's go and write down here line height 20 pixels. And as you can see, between the lines there is 20 pixels. If I write 200, you will see the difference. If I do 2 pixels, they will combine again. Okay, so let's do 30 pixels now. It's good now, right? Okay, so the next one is text intend. So let's write down text intend. So what is text indent? Text indent means the starting point of the text. As you can see, the starting point is here. If I do 30 pixels now, it starts from here, from 30 pixels. If I do like 600, it starts from here. It's like this. So let's do 30 pixels. Now it's fine. Okay. So the next one is the last one. Not the next one. The last one is text shadow. So text shadow is amazing. I love this, but in some cases I will use. So text shadow we can give with pixels and color. So the first pixels of the first value will be vertical, and the next one is horizontal. And then you can give the color, for example, like that, actually. And 2 pixels is the shadow behind it. So I would prefer not Dodger Blue 03. How is it? It's fine, right? But it's hard to read. Yeah. Just we are writing these codes to learn only. Or you can write like 09, 05, and 07. Okay, let's change with these. Okay, this one maybe. Yeah, it's a bit. So you can change also the color. So this one is horizontal, like from the horizontal, and this is vertical. So let's make it as 3 pixels. Okay, and this one make 7. Oh, 1. Now it's fine, right? It's good.
Or you can do this one also too. Now a bit shadow, and you can read a bit clearly. So today's learnings is only about texts, text decoration, text transformation, text intent, text shadow, word spacing, letter spacing, line height. So I hope you learned something new and that will be beneficial for your future knowledge. And if you have any further questions, please directly write to me, and please do not forget to subscribe, and please share my videos with your friends. Thank you for all of you. Have a nice day. See ya. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. And today is next lesson of the CSS Basics, and we are going to learn more and more, and we are growing again. So, I am Abu, and let's get started. Our eighth lesson of CSS Basics. Here I have already opened a folder of CSS 8th lesson, and I have created two files, index.html and style.css, and I have structured the main of the HTML, and I have connected both files together. So today is what we are going to learn. Today we are going to learn about fonts, which is the major one, which is the important one. We are going to learn about Google Fonts, font awesome icons, and also font style, font weight, font size, and font family. So first of all, let's start with learning Google Font. What is Google Font? Okay, let's go Google and browse Google Font. And here it is. So what is font of Google or Google Font? Google Font is we used to in HTML, in our HTML code, or our in CSS code. It's written here. We can use for fonts, for text fonts. Or I can read this one. Google Fonts is a computer font and web font service owned by Google, and this includes free and open source font families and interactive web directory for browsing the library and APIs for using the fonts via CSS and Android. Okay, we can use for webs in order to decorate our texts. Okay? Okay, let's go Google Fonts. And when you enter Google Font, first of all, how we can use, I will tell you. In order to use or in order to interact our texts, which is written in our HTML file with Google Font, we need to get a link from Google Font to our HTML file. So how we can get it? First of all, we have to choose our Google font. Okay, there are lots of fonts. Okay, let's come here and write down best Google fonts. And as you can see here, their names, which is Roboto, OpenSense, Montserrat, Lato, Poppins, SourceSense Pro, Railway, NotaSense. Okay, let's go, for example, search here and Railway, maybe. Okay, yeah, here it is. There is two different of railways, which is dots and just default railway, and just the one we liked. So let's go this one, basic one. And when we enter here in Google Font, it asks you different pixels with 100, 200, 200 italic, 300 light, 300 light italic, regular 400. So mostly let's, okay, take 400 italic. So we will press on this, okay? Okay, I think, no, it's not working. Okay, type here the preview is written. So remove font family and we'll write get font, and then we need to specify the one that we like it. For example, I like this one, Playfair Display SC. And then when I enter here, oh no, no need to enter here, I'm sorry. So when we take this, so we need to write get embedded code first, and after that here it's choices: web, Android, iOS, Flutter. So we're web developers and we take this whole link, okay? So just press on copy code and go to our browser, Visual Studio Code, and under the CSS file, linked one, so I'm going to write just a copy, and that's enough, okay? And next, what we need to do, so here, when you come here, there is the written uh, design. So we can take this one and I will copy this. So first of all, go to our body tag inside and then write down h1 hello world. And then go to style CSS and h1, and then we can give this fonts, so we don't need this one. And then go to our CSS. So just update this. And as you can see, just change it somehow. But it's a bit difficult to, it's a bit difficult because it's the same. So let's take other one. For example, we can write here, okay, wait a second. So this one can be the dotted one, right? And get font, get embedded code, and we don't need to copy, one copy is enough. And then we will come here and then we'll take this, and inside of this we'll put this. And then when we check it, it should work. Okay, sometimes it requires to get also the link of this one, sometimes, but not every time. Oh, okay, again, write down hello world and see. So as you can see, it's dotted. So now our Google font is also working. It's working properly. There's no any kind of errors. This is the first way how we can use with Google Fonts with taking only the links. The second way is that we can use with downloading the Google font and adding to our files, our folders, I mean. So this way is also is available on Google Phone, but now we do not try because it's not necessary for us, and the better way is doing with links. Okay, so I will just remove this, and then the next topic. The next topic is about Font Awesome. What is Font Awesome? Font Awesome is the full of container with icons. Font Awesome. So I will enter here, and this is the font awesome that we can use in order to put different types of icons. So here when we enter, you will have to go to icons section, and then you can select any icon that you want. For example, star. And when I write star and enter, you can see different types of stars, and there's also the one which is pro. So at the moment I don't have a pro version, but I can take regular one. Okay, and just copy, just press on this, it will copy it for you. Okay, there's HTML, React, Vue, SVG, so we'll take only HTML. And then let's come here and write down instead of the P. If you want, you can write, it's just copy this. As you can see, it's written in italic tag and with the class of FA regular and FA star. So let's see and what happens. So as you can see, there is no. Why? Because we did not connect this website to our HTML file. First of all, we have to do. So in order to do, we again go to Google and we Google font awesome cdngs. It's written here. And then when you see it's cdngs.com, just enter here and then the first one of the second icon, copy link tag. Just copy this, and after this you can put here again the link, and let's make it big better. Now it's fine, and then go to our here in web browser and everything's working fine. it's connected with this too. So we can use any of them. For example, if I want like burger, like this kind of menu icon. Where's me? Okay, this can be also a menu icon sometimes. So I will write, just I will put this one, and burger is here. Everything's working fine. So I hope you learned how to get with, how to link our Google Fonts to our HTML file and how to link our font also. So the next thing that we need to learn is about font style, font weight, font size, font family. So let's start from font style. So if we are not using the font style of the Google fonts, we can use also the default of the HTML Google font styles. So I can write font style, and there is only this one, okay, which is italic, normal, oblique. The most that we use is italic. Sometimes we use mostly like this, or normal. It's just a normal style. And the next one is font weight. So I will write font and weight, and I can give any value that I want without any length unit. So I can give, for example, 500. And when I come back, okay, as you can see, it's bold. It's so bold. If I make it 500, it's thin. If I do 100, much more thin, right? Also, you can write bold or bolder like this. There's no much more difference with bold and bolder. You cannot see. So the next thing is font size. So font size, we can give any size that we want. Also, we can use some values, but I mean key values, which is large or larger, small or smaller, medium. If you do large, so this is the large one, okay? If you do larger, a bit larger. But it's better to use only the values that you want. For example, if I do 50 pixels, it's much more big. If I do 80 pixels, it's again much more big. If I do 120 pixels, so big. If I do 1 pixels, it's so small, even if you are not seeing. 10, 100, and 1000. You cannot see this. Yeah, so we don't use thousands. Mostly we use 40 pixels for each one. Okay, so the next one is, the last one actually, is font family. Font family is in order to choose different types of fonts, like Google fonts. But sometimes only this one works, others no. For example, I can use CGOUI, this one. Or I can use others one, Franklin Gothic. It's a different one. Or I can use Lucida Sans, it's more different one. Or mostly, which is sans serif, is the famous one. Okay, so I hope you learned something new again today. So if you have any further questions, please write to me directly or via email, and I will put in under the description. And then please do not forget to hit the subscribe button and also share with your friends. Thank you for everyone. See you in the next videos. I'm back again, and we will continue with learning CSS Basics. In the previous video, we have learned about font size, font family, Google Fonts, Font Awesome, and so on far. So I have already opened a new folder, which is CSS 9th lesson, right? Today is 9th lessons. And I have opened two files, index.html and style.css. And I have linked both of the files already. So today what we are going to learn, today is also our, it's interesting topic. Our topic will be about pseudo classes in CSS and image filters and attribute selectors. So I will try to do my best and we will try to make it faster. Okay, let's get started. So I have opened on the browser, already So first of all, I will write here h1 tag with the something lorem 3, and I will open again paragraph lorem, for example, 10. Okay, we have a text now. So the first one is pseudo classes. So what is pseudo class? Pseudo class in CSS, we used to call the classes which are multiples we have in our HTML. So for example, we have h1 tag and p paragraph tag. So in order to call, so we can call just giving the name, the class names and ID names. But sometimes if for example, p paragraph tag has so many, for example 20 maybe, so you cannot give each of them different types of class names or different types of ID names. So in this case, what you'll have to do, in most cases we use pseudo classes. So as you can see, I copied a paragraph with 4 times, and then I wanted to give some CSS design for the third of the paragraph, or the first one, or the last one. So I cannot, for example, if I have 50 paragraphs, or h1, doesn't matter, or any text which is the same, we cannot give each of them class names or ID names. Okay? So in this case, what we have to do, so we'll go our CSS, and then we use our pseudo class. In order to use pseudo classes, we have to put after the tag declaration just two dots, right? Like this. And then we'll write the one that we want. So how we can declare? So we can declare with like first child or first of type, as you can see here, or you can also use nth child. Nth child is in order to grab the tag which is in order one. Okay, so for example, we have 4 paragraphs, and I wanted to take the first one. So how can I take this one? So in order to take this, I will write first type of, not child, because it's not a child. If you want to get a child, so it will be getting the next one, the second one, because it's not a child. Okay, these are parents. So also it should cover in div. If it's not in div, you know what is div, right? So let's uh, remove this and go to the inside of the div. And if I write first child, the first child of the div is this one now. So I can give the color, for example, red. And when we check it, the first paragraph color now is red. So we can use also we can also call last child of the p tag. And I can give the color, for example, gray. As you can see, it's changed, right? And if I want second and third, how can I call this? So in order to call them, the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh doesn't matter. So you have to put you have to call the pseudo class with the class of nth child, and you need to put a number. So if you want the first one, you have to put third. No, sorry, the first. I mean, number one. Okay, and then you can give the color can be blue. Okay, let's change the blue. And as you can see, the first one is changed to blue. So also you can call with first child, also you can call with nth child. Okay, so if it's first child and last child, I prefer and I advise to you to call with last and first child classes. And if they're not, so you can call maybe 3 and it goes to 3. If it's not, for example, 10, what happens? Nothing happens, because we don't have 10th p tag. We have only 4 paragraphs. If I multiply to 10, and then it happens, okay? So, okay. So I think you learned what is first child, what is last child, what is pseudo class, and what is nth child, how to interact with them, and how we can use them. So the next one is, so we learned nth and last, and the next one is hover. What is hover? So in CSS, there is hover, which we can use in order to when we when the mouse goes to the text or an element in the browser or in the website, it interacts that when it's hovered, it returns a kind of value. So for example, if I write hover after P, as you can see, hover, and then declaration, if I want color, for example, I can say aqua. So now let's check what happens now. So when the cursor goes to the on top, it's now changing the color. When I remove it, it's not. You see? Like this. This is hover. And as you can see, when I go to other place, it's also hovering because these tags are block tags. So if it was span, it doesn't work in this section. It needs to go on top because it is an inline tag. You know what is this? Okay. So the next thing is focus. What is focus? So for example, let's open input inside of our div. Okay, and just type is good. Give the placeholder. Okay. Oh shit. Placeholder, for example, name. So let's check now. Our input is displayed on our browser. So I wanted to write input dot focus, and I want to give some value after focusing. For example, I can say, yeah, outline none. So when it's focused, there's no outline. If I remove this, there is outline. Or I can give another, for example, yeah, like this border 1 pixel solid 0 0. As you can see, when I press on it, when it's focused on it, it's changing the border with 1 pixel solid of black color. Or I can change the color for to differentiate. So for example, I can say blue, right? And when let's update. So there's no blue now, but when I come and when I press on it, when I focus it on it, and it changed to blue, right? So as you learned about what is focus, what is hover, and what is nth child and last child and first child. So I'm very happy with this. If you learned new things. And the last one is P with active pseudo class. What is active pseudo class? So let's write down, for example, we have another class. So mostly we use active class in order to interact with once pressed on it. So mostly we use active class with JavaScript in most cases. For example, I will show an example for you. So let's go some website that we want. For example, bbc.com. And as you can see here, on the null bar, when I go on top, it's hovering. This is hovering, right? The background color is gray now. So when I press on it, as you can see from home, this kind of text underline decoration is moving from this one because it's active class. So if I press on it, this one is moved to this one. So in most cases, we use active class for this purposes. For example, I will show you not only just pressing. Let's open a button and then write down submit, and I can give the class for this called new. Okay, and I will write here new dot active should be color. No, not color. The ground color should be red. Okay, in default it's showing gray. If I press on it, like you see, it's changing the background color to red. It's activating. When I stop pressing, it's going to the back. So and the next one is image filters and attribute selectors. So I love this topic, which is image filter. So first of all, let's go Google and take one image. For example, pixels. So we can take any free images from pixels.com. I recommend highly. So for example, take this and just we will copy the image address. No need to download. So I will write here image inside a source C. I will just copy paste. And as you can see, our images already came to our browser. So I want to give some filters for this. How can I do? So just I will go here and then I will write image and filter. No, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Filter. Image. And what should be? I'm sorry. Yes, image filter. So also you can search on Google like how mostly we can interact with image filters and how we can do. I recommend to also to be progressive while learning. Just go to W3 Schools, and it's also a great website. And mostly I use this one. Okay, so like this kind of filters we use today. So let's go back and let's write down filter, and then we have different types of values. I mean, we can use blur, brightness, contrast, drop shadow, grayscale, hue rotate, invert, opacity, saturation, sepia. So let's try blur, and I will give 2 pixels blur. And when I came here, as you can see, the image is blurred. If I make more, it's more blurred. You see? And if I, for example, image hover, and when it's hovered, the blur will be removed. I can write like this, for example, filter should be 0 pixels. I mean blur one. And when I come here, you can see the blur is removing when it's hovered. Okay, so you learned what is blur. The next one. So the next one is, we can say, brightness, right? So brightness is the brightness of the image. So for example, if I give 0% of the brightness, so nothing changed because, yeah, it will goes to the black because in default, it's 100% of the brightness. You see? If I make 50, it's a bit like black, right? And if I do like, for example, I can say 150, it's more brightness, more brighter, right? As you can see, it's now default. If I make 50, more brightness. If I make 250, more. If I make 650, it's so more, right? So mostly you can use 120%. And you can, when it's blurred, you can do like, okay, let's do this 30% for when it's hovered. And for default, let's do 100 only. Okay, let's refresh, and when it's hovered, you see the brightness is increasing to from 100 to 130. So the next one, so filter, we can use, oh no, not filter, we can use also grayscale. For example, if I do 50% of the grayscale, it's being like like old photos looks like, right? If I 20 pixels, not much. If I do 150 pixels, much more old. You can see it's like dark. And the next one, I can say filter, which is sepia. So you can give with pixels if you want. Let's close this one. Yeah, sepia like this. If you want, you can give with also like it's 2 pixels now. If I give 200, it's more. Oh no. Also, you can give with percentage like this. If I do 200, more. right? So like this. You can use also filter with sepia, brightness, grayscale, which is the most important one. And also the last one I want to tell is filter, which is opacity. Mostly I use, for example, you can put 7, and if it's 1, it's fully. If it's 1, like this one, I mean dot 1, it's no, like opacity is zero, almost 0. So opacity is like, I mean, to what I saying? Opacity in order to show the image or close the image, or I mean block the image, like this. You know what is the opacity. So for today, I think it's enough. And about attribute selector, we'll learn in the next video because our video is being long a bit. So thank you for your attention and thank you for learning, and see you everyone. I am back again. My name is Abu, as you know, and today we'll learn more, and almost we are at the end of the CSS, but we'll continue. I will tell you which is the last lesson will be. So let's get started, and let's start what is our topic today for CSS Basics. So first of all, yes, we need to open a new folder for the 10th lesson of the CSS. So let's write down 10th lesson. Okay, so just copy inside of our Visual Studio Code, and that's enough. The next, I will introduce what we are going to learn today. Today we are going to learn about displays. What is display? And actually, there are two different types of display: flex, which is displays, which is display flex, and display grid. And these are the CSS properties used for layout designing. So, and they both of them operates in different ways. I will explain and how we can do this. Okay. So first of all, let's come back our Visual Studio Code and open two files as usual. So index.html and style.css. Okay. Next thing that we need to do is with live server, and we need mmat abbreviation. Okay, our live server is opened, and then we need to just write down CSS displays. Okay, it's enough. And the next thing that we need to do, as usual, we mustn't forget to link the files, both of them, and then we'll continue on the basis. So first of all, I'm going to open a div, not a div, two divs. So the first one, I will give a class name, which is 1. Second will be 2, for example. Okay? Or you can give any name that you want. For example, you can give box, or doesn't matter. So I preferred the order number. Yeah, I mean, ordinal number. So here, I will call, first of all, the 1 and 2. So I will give a declaration curly braces, and then let's do some codes that we need. The first one, as I said, is display, and display has many different types of values. Block, display block, you know what is, right? And you know display inline. And I haven't explained display flex and display grid. Okay, that's fine. So instead of our first div, I'm going to write h1, which is called, I can say, okay, not h1. Let's open unordered list. Instead of the unordered list, there will be a list actually, and I'll write home and 3. So about, about, and the last one can be block. Okay, so it's enough. And for the second one, just I will copy and paste inside of this. Okay, it's fine now and everything we have, but we didn't design our div yet. So first of all, let's design our div with not 20 pixels, 200 pixels can be. Height can be a bit bigger, 250 pixels, and background, not background, let's do border only. So 2 pixels solid can be one that we liked. The next one, I would like to write the same thing. So no need to write, just copy and paste to save our time. So next, mm, okay. So I will just comment these two displays. Our divs are ready. So now I will show you what is display flex. Display flex is a flex box layout is designed for one-dimensional layouts, either in a row or a column, and it allows to us to align items horizontally, I mean, like horizontally or vertical. Doesn't it? In both cases, we can do with display flex and display grid. I mean, we can allocate the items or the elements that we have in our browser or we have in our HTML. We can lay out them vertically or horizontally. Okay, in both cases we can do. So I wanted to display these two things, I mean two divs, vertically. So how can I do this? First of all, I need to write body tag because these two are inside of the body tag, and I need to give vertical or order for body. So I'll write display here, and I will write flex. When I gave display flex, it is changing the row into this part, like this. I mean, from left to right. It was from up to down, like horizontally, and it's changed to vertical, right? And the next thing is I can say that here, if I want to rechange this one, I can write flex direction, and in direction we can say column and column reverse and row reverse. If I write column, and again it's changed to the default value. As you can see, if I write column reverse, they will change their order. Like, let's come here, just put in order to differentiate numbers one. As you can see, the second div is under the one div, I mean the first div, but you can see it's on top now because I wrote column reverse, it's reversing. Or if I wrote here row reverse, so as you can see it's row first, okay, and if I add a reverse, it's going to the right side, not like this, not changing this one to the right or to the left, okay. So also we can use display grid in here. So if I write display grid, display grid is also a layout in order to it's also like to design for two-dimensional layouts, like organizing content into two rows or columns, the same as display flex. And also it allows to us to create complex grid structures where items can be placed anywhere in the grid, and you have precise control over the placement of items in both axes. So we can do in any case. I mean, we can display our items or elements in any way that we want. So if I want this one in the center or somewhere, okay. First of all, I need grid template column. What is grid template column? Grid template column to helps us to put our elements in a row or in a column that we want. So if I put grid template column, and if I write if I write auto, it puts auto automatically, like it's auto now, right? So most cases we use with the repeat value, and we can give a value with 1 pixel if we want. So 1 pixel is so small, so I want to give not 1 pixel. If I want, I can give more. So first of all, before giving the value, we need to tell them, we need to tell to the grid template column that this should be in one line. there should be in one line. So I can write one and this one, I mean the comma, and then I can write em, or other one, the one which is allowed, fr, one fr. One fr is equals to, if I'm not mistaken, 18 or 20 pixels, like this, or more. So here we have not much. I mean, like if I make it more, so I can make it in one line or three line. So they are now in one line. If I put three in the first row with three, and then second is one. If I write like there should be four, all of them in one line. So also we can use this one with grid template. So this is the line that we want. If I write 5, but we don't have 5, it's giving a space for 5. So what will happen if we have more, like then more 5? So it automatically goes to down. So next, we can also do with display flex this kind of situation. So let's comment this one and comment out display flex. So as you can see, it's not doing, it's not doing to the down, it's giving, it's squeezing. So how we can avoid this kind of situation? So I will first of all remove this, and then I will write flex wrap. So flex wrap helps us to wrap the items, the elements. We have to write wrap, and when it's wrapped, it goes down, and everything is fine now. So if I do not wrap this, the size of width, or the size of width, will be smaller and smaller and smaller if the divs are multiples or more and more, as you can see. But we don't want this situation to be. So we have to write flex wrap with wrap, and then everything's fine and it's good. So let's make it smaller, this one, because we don't need this much more. Okay, that's fine. So you wanted to make this one into the center. How we can do this? So in order to do this, we have to write justify content center. And as you can see, these two items are in center. But we want also in the center of here, not on top, in the middle. So how we can do this? So we need to give align items. So align items means, as we learned also in text align, we learned like we can do center, left, right, like this. So, or flex and, or flex. So this one is we can use with align items flex and, or everything. We have center, oh wait a second, center and first baseline. So flex and, flex start. So center gives to the center and goes to the end here. So align item will go on down when it's and. So flex and also the same. And normal, it's a default value. Self start goes from the left, self end from the right, like this. So if I write center, it should go to the middle, but now it's not going because we are writing the values, to the body. But if it was inside of other div, for example, we have, let's create one div, and its name also will be div, the class name. And here I will just remove and I will put inside, and this one div, and I will give the width for this. If I give the width, for example, 100%, and the height, because I need to give height first, and then it works. As you can see, now it's working fine with align items. If I remove the height, it doesn't work because it doesn't know what the height is. So we need to give a height first, and then it works very fine. So I hope I've taught you everything that we need. And the last one is gap. What is gap in display grid? So I will tell you also because it's necessary. So let's comment out our display grid and then I will show you. So next we have to make a bit multiple again. Okay, more. That's fine. So let's check. It's good, right? So I wanted to make a gap. Gap means to make a space between two elements. So if I come here again and I will write grid gap, we have grid gap, or you can use or just a gap. So I can give 30 pixels from top, right, bottom, left, and it gives 30 pixels. If I make it more, 3000, it's, it's so much, right? So 300. As you can see, 300 pixels between both of them. Between the elements, 12 elements. So I hope you learned what is display flex and what is display grid. So I would like to advise to you to practice more. So if you already subscribed to my channel, I hope you will see new updates and new video lessons and new practices. So follow for more and hello everyone, I'm back again. Welcome to my next lesson of the CSS Basics. My name is Abu, as you know, and then we will continue from this lesson. And next lesson will be our last lesson. Okay, so let's get started. Today we're going to learn most and basic CSS. So here I have written already. So let's first of all open a new folder in our CSS Basics folder. So CSS 11's lesson. And the next thing, let's just open our Visual Studio Code first, and then we will copy our folder inside of the Visual Studio Code. Okay, so where is our Visual Studio Code? Here it is. So today I'm going to explain about max width, min width, and max height and min height. And also positions in CSS, which is position static, position fixed, position relative, position absolute, and position sticky. So these are main basic tags in CSS. So just copy this. So we don't need this one too. Okay, and I will just fix this. Okay, now it's fine. Everything's fine. So let's open index.html file first and then style.css. Okay, now everything we did. And next thing we need to open style.css, and now we'll just construct our main part of the basics of the HTML. So let's press go live button first, and we don't need this one, cancel. Okay, so it's not working again. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, now let's go here. So now it will open for us. Okay, so let's extract our CSS main function here. Okay, so margin is 0, padding is 0, box sizing is border box. So it's not fine. Next thing. Oh, it's not working again. Okay, our live server is opened on our browser. Now it's loading and it's working fine. So, and let's put the title for here, CSS position. And now I'm going to teach first max width, max height, min width, min height. What is min width and max width, or max height or min height? So in CSS, we can use these four properties, for declarations in our any kind of divs. For example, let's open a new div inside of our HTML, and let's give a class name it box, and then let's come our style CSS, and then let's design a bit. So I wanted to make this min width with, for example, I can say 50%, right? And min height, I wanted to do only min height, for example, minimum height, also 50%. No, okay, 50 view height. Okay, so, and also do not forget to link our both files. Okay, it's linked, and let's just update this. Okay, now it's working fine, and let's give borders for the div, not radius, only border. So 3 pixels, solid, red can be, doesn't matter. So as you can see, our file is, I mean, our div is working. So the min width is 50%, and as you can see, the min height is 50 view h. So if I put here inside of our box, and if I write, for example, p and hello, and or I can say p multiplies 20 times, right? And okay, and also equals hello. Oh no, not like this. Okay, I can say p class names is hello multiplies hello. Oh, I made a mistake. Okay, p 20 times p. Okay, hello class, and hello, and just multiply this. Okay, now it's fine. As you can see, the div is being bigger when I add the p tags. You see, if I change min height to max height with 50 view h, the p tags will be out of the box. You see, it's out of the box because maximum height is 50 view height, and if the items inside of the div is bigger than 50 view height, if you declared max width, so it means it will be out of it. So min height is just for minimum height in order to know. So the min width is 50%. For example, in here I'm going to open span with high, and I wanted to copy this. And as you can see, high is out of this again. You see? Okay, if I do, okay, it doesn't work. Okay, more, maybe it's asking more and more. As you can see, it's out of this, out of the our width. So if I do this max height, not mean max, yes, it's out of now. You see, maximum height is 50%, and as you can see, it's out of this, so it doesn't work. I mean, it works, but it's not recommended. So min height and min width we see, in max height and max width we see. What is this? So let's delete this div first. Okay, we don't need this one, so let's come here and just delete this one, and we don't need this too. Okay, now I will explain positions: position relative, position absolute, position static, position fixed, and position sticky. There's 5 of them. So let's get started with position static. So let's open again a new div with a call box, and I will put h1 with hello box, for example. And inside of into the box, I will give some CSS properties. For example, I can say, okay, just give with the declaration that we used today. Okay, main width, for example, 350 pixels. Mean height, okay, max height can be 350 pixels, the same. And border, 2 pixels, solid red. Okay. Now, next thing that we need to do, I'm going to explain the position static. So just put here position, oh, position static, and then I will put top 0 and left 0, and the right is 0, bottom can be also 0, doesn't matter, as you want. So I will give body, I will write body declaration. I wanted to do one thing, so I wanted to do 150 VH. So now everything is fine, right? It's working. So what is position static? Position static is the default value. It is elements with position static are positioned according to the normal flow of the document. They are not affected by the top, bottom, left, right, and z-index properties. What does it mean? So they do not affect how. For example, if we have other top, left, right, bottoms in other class or in other tags related, so it doesn't affect the position static. So what is position static? Actually, it's static of the, in order to make a static the tag. As you can see here, our tag is here, right, on top, and it is just sticked on top. And if I want to top, for example, if I want to make it a bit bottom, so if I write 80 pixels from top, it doesn't affect. You see, it goes on top only. It doesn't affect. So it will be 0 pixels. Even if I do more, it doesn't work. So position static mostly we use in order to stick it, like sticky. The next thing is position relative. Let's write down position relative. This one works. As you can see, I will make it 80 pixels. Okay, this one is working now. You see? So position relative is a, in order to, in order to position it, like locate the tags in a normal position. So if you set top, bottom, left, or right, everything works for this. So top 80 pixels, right? I want to make not min one, it should be max. Okay, so I wanted to make it left 30 pixels, it goes to left. If I want right 30 pixels, it goes again back to right. If I want bottom 80 pixels, from up from down to the top, it works. Okay, like this. So we can use this, but we cannot use top and bottom in the same way. You see, it's on now. It's, you're not seeing because it's 80 pixels from the bottom. So okay, next thing what I'm going to explain. Position relative only works inside of this body, and it doesn't go out of this one. What? It doesn't work out of this. So the next thing is fixed. Position fixed. So let's remove this. And I will write position fixed. What is position fixed? As you can see, I'm scrolling this one, but this is not being scrolled. This div is not being scrolled. Why? Because we fixed this. We fixed this div to the left corner with the 0 pixels. This is a default value. Okay. If you want, you can make it some left. For example, it works for this 30 pixels. Now it's positioned with the space of the 30 pixels from left to right. So the next thing I wanted to explain is position absolute. What is position absolute? Position absolute is we can use for relative to their closest position's ancestor. What is what does it mean in here? I will explain a bit. So as you can see, the ancestor of this div is body. So the body has no any kind of positions, and it is height, view, height and width. Width is 100% and height is 150 view h. And when I write left, top, bottom, or right to the position absolute, it works inside of this body. If there is no positioned ancestor, it is positioned relative to the initial containing block works only. And these elements are also removed from the normal document flow. Okay, so we can use also right, for example, 50 pixels, as you can see. Let's put one ancestor for this. I wanted to put an ancestor of, for example, box 2, right? And no, box 2 should be out of this. So put here, and let's get this one inside of the here. Okay. Now the ancestor is box 2 for the box. And if I write here box 2 width is 500 pixels and height is also, for example, I can say 500 pixels. And I will give border to pixels, solid, Dodger blue, right? Now, as you can see, it is ancestor of the box, a box, and the box is the ancestor. And if I write the position relative here, in order to work only position absolute inside of the box too, it works inside this. So for example, if I make, let's delete this one. If I make left 30 pixel, it works from here. If I make 300 pixels, it goes here. If I made out of 500, for example, 580, it goes out, but it's being small. Why? Because this is 500 pixels. This is being more, so that it's being like width is minimizing. So if I do 800, as you can see, it's not working now. No, 800. No, it should work. Yeah, it's again more like minimized. So the next thing is position sticky. The last five. The last one. So what is position sticky? Position sticky looks like position fixed, but there is a small difference between them. So for position sticky, also everything works, and they behave like relative positioning until a specified offset threshold is met. Then they stick to a designated position. The wanted position, and it is useful for creating elements like sticky headers or navigation bars. We can use position sticky mostly for navbars. For example, as you can see here, it is now it's not sticky at the moment, right? So in order to make it sticky, I need to write top 0, and now it's not sticky. You see, the ancestor is scrolling, but the child is not being scrolled. So for these purposes, we use for navigation bars mostly only. So I think you understand what is this, right? So I'm very happy if you have already knew what is this and how to use in CSS these tags, these declarations. And if you have any further questions, please directly write to me and hit the subscribe. Hello everyone, I am back again. This is me again. My name is Abu, as you know. So today is our last lesson of learning CSS Basics. And in the next chapter, we are going to learn more CSS. And also we are going to learn JavaScript in the next videos, okay? So today is the last video for CSS Basics. So here I have opened a new folder which is called CSS 12th lesson, the last lesson. And I have opened also style.css and I linked both of them. So it is nowhere.css I opened. So today we are going to we are going to do a practice in order to review all our learnings first of all, and we are going to make a navbar. So what is navbar? Navbar we can see in websites. Okay, I will show you. So when you go to any website, for example, ABC, right? As you can see here, from this line until this line of the content, instead of this content, these things, these lists are nowbar. This is nowbar. Okay, so home, news, sport, business, innovation, culture, travel, earth, video, live, everything is nowbar now. So today we're going to make like this kind of simple navbar, and how can we access it. So I will just exit from here, and I have already prepared what kind of number we are going to create, like this kind of number. First of all, we need to predict what kind of code we need to write here. Okay, I will make it a bit wider. So as you can see here is just it's a logo for the company. For example, it's a coding lab. And as you can see, there is home, services, products, contact us. And then the last, there is just a magnifying glass, like search icon. So today we are going to make this kind of simple navbar, and then we will learn also media too. Okay, so let's get started. So this video can be a little bit longer. I hope it will be useful for you. So I have opened the file, both of them, and now let's start. First of all, I have to open some HTML tags. So as you know, in HTML5 there are main tags, which is, we can say, header, in that which is updated in HTML5 now, right? And also there is section, and so on and so forth. So now we are going to use now. So in order to create a now bar, and inside of our now, I am going to write, instead of our now, I'm going to write this one: coding lab and home, services, products, contact us. So I will write H1, and I will write coding lab, and I will write UL. Why I'm writing UL? In order to create, as I explained when I was teaching UL and OL. So in order to create a navbar, we mostly use UL, unordered list. So I will give also class. Okay, so count, just a count, and list should be items with the class name, and I will write home. So if you want to, you can also write with anchor tag. So I'll write anchor tag to home, and I will just put hashtag in order not to redirect. Okay, and I will just copy paste. So we have only 4. The last one is contact us. This one is products, and this one is services. Okay, that's fine, right? And just delete from here the space. And now we need an icon. So in order to get the icon, as you know, I have taught you how to get it with Font Awesome. So this is the best way. Font Awesome CDN.js. First of all, enter this library, and then just copy the link for our icons, and then copy paste here. And the next thing, just go to Font Awesome, just delete this one, enter here, and then wait a second. So it's loading now. Okay, it's now fine. Go to icons and write down search. Okay, we have a magnifying glass, and just copy paste. So just we have copied already, and instead of our UL, I will just open icon, and I will put inside of this one. Okay, now it's fine. So as you can see, everything is working, but we have not designed yet. So let's start designing. That's all. We did not write any code inside of our navbar. So now I will, first of all, I will take now. So the width is 100%, and border I will give only, not radius, only border to a pixel solid dodger blue. Okay, as you can see, we have already did. And the next thing is I'm going to make all of this coding lab, homes, UL, lists and icons. All of them I'm going to in one line. How can I do? As I taught in the previous lesson with display flex and display grid, we can do this. So in this case, I'm going to use display flex. So I'll write display, oh, no, wait a second, I made a mistake again. Display flex. As you can see, everything is now like line, but instead of UL list. So because we need to give also display flex for UL. Okay, so let's give first. So we called count and give display flex. And as you can see, it's also flex, and all of them is in one line. So next thing I'm going to teach is the one property in for we use for display flex, which is called list style. List style, as you can see, every UL there is dots. In order to remove these dots, we need to write list style none. And when we wrote this, all of them are removed. And the next thing I'm going to write justify content center. All the things are in the center, and I'm going to align all the things in the center too. So now everything's fine. And the next thing for this too, we'll write justify content space around. Okay, make it space, not space, center, and this one give a width. Okay, so we can give space between. So why it's given like this? Because as you can see, we have given 100% should be 80 at least. So now fine. Okay, and I'm not going to do between. It should be at least around. Okay, now it's fine. Now everything is working fine, I think. Yes. Or we can do also evenly. No, around is better. Okay, and then align items center. Okay, it's good. And the next thing, I'm going to design the coding lab, coding lab H1. So before doing this, I'm going to give padding in order to make a space between, instead of this, like this, you can see, right? Space between logo and the navbar. So I'll give padding, maybe 30 pixels from each side. But there is much, 15 is great. Now it's fine. So and then let's give the color for this too, Dodger blue. That's good, right? And let's give the colors for all. And also, as you can see, there is border radius for navbar. I forgot this. All right. Border radius maybe 14 pixels is fine. I don't recommend. Okay, it's no problem. We can do this. So the next thing I'm going to do, okay, let's make this 100% to 90. No, okay, it's fine, 100%. Okay, the next thing I'm going to is just here, I'm going to give for all thing color FFF, which is white. Now everything's fine, is white, but only this are not white. Why? Because it's written inside of the anchor tag. For the anchor tag, we need to specify the anchor tag first. So I will write list in the anchor tag, and inside of this, I will give color, which is FFF. And as you can see, it's changed to FFF. And I need to remove these underlines. How can I do? Yes, text decoration, none. Now it's fine. So the decorations is removed. So as you can see, we have already created our coding lab. So, but you can see there is much. If you want, you can remove this. And when we remove this, it's going to do like this. And then I can write for content, which is UL, justify, content, and I can write center. When I make it center, it goes to center, and then I can give for lists only, not a, margin left with 30 pixels like this. So I want to give 60 too big. And then for I can give position, no, not position. Okay, yeah, we can give position absolute, and then I have to give for this position relative for its parent, and then from right it goes 0 pixels. So make it 20, 40, and the top minus 5 pixels. Oh, not my 5. 25, no, 20. Yeah, we can do like this. This is also possible, but I recommend the one that I did, because also I'm going to teach with media today. So when you do like this, as you can see in iPhone SE, if you see this kind of website, it goes like this. However, if I remove this, let's remove this, command, command, and now it's fine. That's, as you can see, it's better than previous one, right? So also we can fix this. How we can do? It's easy. So I'm going to teach you about media too. What is media? Media in CSS, there are many types of, I mean, not many, three different types of media series. The first media is for desktop, the second media is for tablet, the third media is for mobile phones. And also there is media for actually extra large screens like TVs. So let's write down medias in CSS. And let's go images. Maybe there is some images. Yeah, as you can see, like here. There is here desktop, tablet, smartphone. So we are writing in desktop. We can make it for that tablet. We can make it for smartphone. As you can see in desktop, it's one line, smaller, and once again smaller, like this. So we don't need this one now. So how we can do this? So first, let's go over HTML code again and just open one div which is called module. Instead of our module, take now, not module at all, not like this. So take the module first and cover with count, which is UL only, not others. Okay, we need others. And then put it. Okay, now it's fine, right? And as you can see, nothing changed. I will remove. Something changed here because module we need to give a width 100%, and now it's okay, 80%. Now it's working fine as usual, right? So, oh shit, there's a problem because this is not being in the here. Okay, let's open. No, wait a second. This. Now it's fine, right? So we can do here. This one. As you can see, everything's fine now. So when we change it to this, so I'm going to remove all of them, these icons too. So how can I remove? So in order to do this, I will come here and I will see it is 375 pixels. But mostly we use for smartphones 478 pixels max. 678, I'm sorry. So I will write media and I will write here max and width is 678 pixels, and then now it's fine. So I'll write here dot count display none. As you can see, everything's none instead of the count. Yeah, it's none. So how, and now what can I do? So here now, I will make the now. Also first I need to make now width 100%. Okay. So currently it's good like doing, I mean, standing like this. So then you can give h1 text align, etc. Okay, that's fine. So now I'm going to put a like menu icon for here. So I'll come here and I will write down here menu, and we'll wait, yeah, this kind of bars. And then I will copy this. And after that, do I need to copy here inside of CSS? No, it's not good. So we'll put here outside of UL. Now I will come back here. Now it's fine with me. And then I will just take fa bars class in order to just style. I will write position, position absolute right 30 pixels, and the top is 30 pixels. Now it's fine, and let's give some font size 30 pixels. I mean bigger, right? And this one can be 20. Okay, no, 24. Okay, it's now fine. So when the user presses on this, the ULs, I mean home, services, everything should uh, appear here, should display. But now we cannot do this because we need what? JavaScript. In this case, we are not going to do this. Only I just taught you how to write the media query. So now it's fine, everything's fine. So as you can see, it's now displaying. So we can make here bars display none. Don't display, we wrote. And now it's not displaying. Oh, it's still displaying. Bars. Okay, if it's not working, we can give opacity 0. Now it's not here, but there is a but word. I don't like this. Bars is still working, so here I will give inline because it's not working. I don't know why. Now it's good. So I hope you learned new something and you reviewed all your learnings as I taught. Some like text decorations, some displays, some colors, some alignments, some border radius, some borders, and so on and so forth. And that's it. For this CSS Basics video, it's enough, and I hope you learned new something. And tell I can tell that it will be I hope it would beneficial for you, right? So if you have any further questions or any problems, any kind of issues or reports, just report or write to me directly. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and share with your friends. And I hope everything I learned, I taught you very well, and you learned new. Thank you for everyone. Have a great day. See you in the next